Wendy
like
Williams is here.
Is it my time?
This
Yes, it's your time.
How's the weather outside? It's beautiful, right?
It's gorgeous.
You know, this is I don't give a fuck weekend, and we just don't give a fuck today.
Yes,
you don't have
yes.
to curse, but this,
Yes.
this is
We'll
the
say
feeling
for
we
you.
got.
She
Yes.
doesn't give a fuck because she's up here.
Yes, very much so.
Right. In her cutoff shorts.
yes, it's
And,
Saturday.
You know what's crazy? We had I spoke to Megan Good a couple weeks ago. She bigged up, Think Like a Man. How does it feel like to defeat Hunger Games like that weekend when y'all came out?
Well, I didn't do all the heavy lifting in that movie.
Okay.
That was Kevin Hart, Megan Good.
Was that a pun intended? Because you have Kevin Hart, not heavy lifting. Like, you throwing a shot at him? Like, no.
It is quite interesting playing
yeah,
his wife.
Right.
Given the optical illusion of height.
That's crazy. Like, how did that work?
I
Did he have to
love
wear
him.
heels?
No. The scene,
He had
the
to
scenes
wear
that I was only in 2 scenes in Think Like a Man, and I want to thank the whole cast, Megan and all of them, because when I walk on the set, I become the Hot Topics lady, and everybody scatters.
Wow, everybody's
Do you see what I'm saying?
I wonder why, Wendy.
No. But that's not what I do
Right.
when I'm on the set. I'm respecting the craft, and I want everybody to gather around, but everybody's scattering, and I'm like, no, you guys, what goes on the set stays on the set. I swear, no secrets.
You scared a lot of people.
But I know, but anyway, it was great. It was great to be in that movie. I was only in 2 scenes, and both scenes, one was outside with the trucks, you know, and so I had on flip flops because it was like a casual day, and all the couples were together. And the other one, I was in my kitchen talking to him on the phone, telling him, "Baby, come back home." And in the kitchen, you wear like a little gown and a robe and no slippers. So my feet were flat to the ground both scenes. Okay. But I heard that we might be doing a sequel to the movie, in which case my role, Gail, will be a little bit more, and I'll probably be wearing heels. So then the height thing really becomes big.
So what's the sequel going to be called? Like,
I don't look.
part 2, or is it just another name?
I don't know. I'm just glad to
call
be
me when it's ready to film.
Yes, I'm just glad to be in that building. I was only in 2 scenes, and both scenes, one was outside with the trucks, you know, and so I had on flip flops because it was like a casual day, and all the couples were together. And the other one, I was in my kitchen talking to him on the phone, telling him, "Baby, come back home." And in the kitchen, you wear like a little gown and a robe and no slippers. So my feet were flat to the ground both scenes. But I heard that we might be doing a sequel to the movie, in which case my role, Gail, will be a little bit more, and I'll probably be wearing heels. So then the height thing really becomes 23 years, Radio Hall of Fame, and a seamless transition to television. But I would love to get back into radio.
You want to get back into
And
it?
I've never made a secret of it.
That's crazy.
Like, radio is my first love in terms of career, and you never lose sight of your first love. And somehow, even when you grow to other things, you always have a special place. And, but I don't want to get back under the same circumstance that I left. Like, I don't want to play music. I'm not stopping for PPM and 12 songs in a row. So like, I'm a personality. I'm not a DJ.
Right. So in other words, in case you're listening to people that's
like
serious,
our show.
people that's serious, they should holler at
listen, or WOR. It's a perfect situation for me.
Wow.
I enjoy all kinds of radio, but I have to say I've had my eye on WOR for at least 23 of my 23 years in radio.
Really?
Well, I like that talk. I
just
like
want straight
Joan
talk
Hamburg.
show. Yeah, right.
She talks lifestyle. I like Dave Ramsey. He talks money. I like Governor Patterson's show. He talks politics. Somewhere, I like Bob, the Bob Grants and people like that. So somewhere in
I
there,
love Bob Grant. That's crazy.
I've made it to the point where I enjoy music, but that's not what I want to do for radio, and I also don't want to do a 4-hour shift. But as long as I'm at Sirius, as I'm being reminded from all of the dogs on the walls. And I love you. I love Howard. Howard.
Yeah.
Everybody that's in radio should look up to like a Howard, a Wendy Williams and stuff.
It feels a little better because people are watching it for you now. You don't have to always try to find out what's the scoop and rumors, and with radio where you always got it, because radio it goes but so far is whatever's at the moment. So you got to constantly look for whatever is crazy out there, and then you used to get a lot of trouble for the stuff you used to talk about.
Well, yes,
on radio.
Yes. I don't miss that aspect of being suspended without pay.
Yeah,
I don't miss the aspect of having to get off the elevator and quickly get into the studio and lock the door.
Was
so
that an
PDs
adrenaline rush for you, to get exclusive news, and then you just go hard with it,
and get in trouble for it? Doesn't matter. Right? I mean, Howard Stern went through it too.
It used to secretly make me feel, yeah, exactly. It's secretly the streets are on fire. Let me get in the studio and lock the door so the bosses can't come in, and then let me scurry to the car and get back home to Jersey, lock the doors, pull the blinds, so the world is locked out. My career is what I do. It's not who I am, including radio. You would not come over at my house on any given night and find Salt and Pepper and MC Light and me and Mary playing poker.
Right.
You know what I mean? It just wasn't like that. I mean, when I was a bachelorette, I was to myself, and now being with my Kevin's 14 years married. He's 11 years old. The other one, you know, I have a very, very secretive life, and I very much enjoy it. And again, transitioning into TV, this is what I do. This is not who I am.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's who I am, who you see on TV, but when I go back to Jersey, I like the separation of the Hudson River.
Oh, wow.
There is a clear difference in lifestyles.
Yeah.
P.S. There's a song that he does with Snoop. And I don't know who the young lady is who's with them. So who is that?
Paris.
That's Paris. Precious Paris.
Tell her I said, how you doing?
How you doing, Paris?
Yes,
so that's who you listening to now. You listen to 50.
I listen to 50. Listen,
Drake and Chris Brown, you listen to that?
I do like Drake. Although, I enjoy Chris Brown. Look, I'm not hating on anybody, but my first love music is what I've returned to. I have 6 changers in my car, and 5 of them are reserved for me and Sylvester and the Peach Boys and Diana Ross and Aretha Franklin, Rocksteady. I don't get too deep into the soulful song. I like dance music. I like house music. That's me all day long.
Is it just the people like the Jesus Christ now?
Yeah, he is.
He's like 200,000 people performed with
people almost make you feel bad for liking him, but I'm not hating on his situation.
Right.
This guy hangs with Floyd Mayweather. Like, come on,
he's
man.
Part of the money team.
He's transitioned nicely from the original hairstyle to what's going on right now. He's got his little girlfriend. I'm measuring his height. I got it in a time capsule. I think he grew like an inch and a half last year.
So he's taller than what was his name, Kevin Hart, right?
Taller than Kevin Hart. Taller than me. Probably.
Yeah.
Everybody's taller than Kevin Hart, right?
Yeah. But Kevin Hart though, Kevin might be short, but he's got a long bank account now and a very big personality.
He's doing real good.
And that more than makes up for it.
Okay.
What you doing is the universal greeting of the Wendy Show, and I'll be honest with you. The reason that I took How You Doing from radio to TV and kind of redefined it is because no matter what the temperature of the room is with the people in the room, as soon as you say how you doing, everybody smiles and laughs.
I just smiled right now.
Just it's coming. Like she does that.
Did you get like a specialist or a scientist to come in and check that?
No, but this is why I do it, because as a seemingly self-assured, because we all have our insecurities, as a seemingly self-assured 7-foot-tall woman with a strong personality and a lot going on, I could walk in a room and very easily make the whole room scatter. Everybody gets scared. Do you understand?
Right.
So how you doing is my way of breaking down the room and letting everybody understand I'm using my powers for good, not evil.
Right.
Now, can't we all just get along?
Yeah, we got to get along out there. I wish you would have brought that up during the Chris Brown and Drake thing, man. Like,
if I needed that in the club. If I walked in the club and grabbed the mic and said, how you doing?
It would have stopped.
That wouldn't even happen.
Immediately.
Right.
Immediately. When I think about club life back in the day and, how, some of us have made it through.
But even that last situation, like you see Mary J. Blige running out. That's not cool.
You think it would have happened if Wendy was there? Like,
seriously? I mean, that's kind of disrespectful. I don't know.
It is. But I like the club. I still like the club.
Right.
I still like the club. I like New York after 2:00 in the morning. I like getting a cozy burger. I like getting in at 5:00. I like all that. But it's a shame that now you have to think about having a pair of flats instead of 6-inch heels because you can't be cute in the club because you might have to run.
Yeah, exactly.
You can no longer have a cute handbag. You have to stuff everything in your bra because you might need both hands to swing or something.
You got to worry about, you can't worry about random people anymore. Like the superstars are going at it.
Right?
No, exactly. And I am too late in the game to love money more than integrity. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I have to say something like that happens with age, not just because people come at you with a lot of different deals and a lot of different things, but I want to I want to be a part, hands on with everything that I do, and I will not just sign my name onto some mess.
It's crazy you brought that up because we had a discussion like 3-4 weeks ago about Mary J. Blige doing the KFC ad. Like, you know,
Right.
It's funny you brought that.
We talked about that on the show too. Well, you know,
What do you think about? You thought that was cool? Or?
I mean, it's never cool to sing and eat chicken and whatnot in such a slavish way.
Right.
But Mary gets a pass because Mary might not have. Oh, Mary. I'm trying, Mary. Look, the ad was stopped, and
Yeah,
so
they did. Pulled it.
yeah, I like Mary a lot, and so sometimes people make not such wise choices, and I wonder if she had to give the money back.
I don't
You
think
know
so.
what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if Mary.
1 million.
Yeah, well,
You got $1 million for that?
Yeah.
was it $1 million?
I think it was $1 million to do the commercial. Oh, 2 million. Okay, 2 million. I wouldn't go over the editing if I got paid 2 million for a chicken commercial.
What's the
I
name
would.
of your shoes?
and I need the money, but I would. You know, my shoe line, Adorn.
Adorn.
Because here's the thing, and Adorn is also my jewelry. Adorn is my thing because I believe how you adorn separates you from the next girl. Any girl can put on some cutoffs and a black tank top and you know some shoes like I have on right now. But it's how you adorn.
Let me see what you got.
Is those Adorn?
No, these are Isabel Marant.
Okay.
Everybody for supporting
You have a large
the Wendy
fan
Williams
base.
show.
Yes, you have
And it's
people
funny,
that-
like she, you know, a lot of people, you know, she's like really like connected with the hip hop thing. You ever counted how many records that people like
I know!
put your name on, like
That's hot.
Tupac? I mean, we went through like so. I've heard you in like so many. Either it's negative or good. Like you,
for the songs, there's a long list.
You
of
ever-
songs
you
from
ever counted how
Jay-Z,
many-
everybody? Like,
Yeah.
you ever counted how many rappers like put you in their verses?
just
No.
artists in general.
But
like,
there was a recent one. I think that one from who? What was it? Royce the 5'9" who said like Wendy Williams Beehive. I was like, oh, and he's on my favorite hairstyle too, the Beehive. That was like a year ago.
Wow,
So
that's
it
crazy.
happens, and I hear it, and I still very much have a finger in hip hop, and
That's crazy.
I consider I am hip hop. I am hip hop because hip hop has grown up, and it's not just Cool Herc. I mean, you can go from the beginning to the middle to present day. I am as hip hop as Nicki Minaj or Cool Herc. I am in there, and I'm just one of the ones who's branched, and I have my TV show, and it's not on MTV2.
Wow.
It's on network TV.
Super high
you have
class.
like 3 channels that's on, right?
Yeah.
It's on. It repeats at midnight on BET.
Yeah.
And it's on Fox, live out of New York, Fox in the morning. But Fox, our sister station is My 9 here in
Right,
New York.
right.
That's crazy. So that's why I saw it on
And
Channel
on Channel
9.
9,
Yeah.
it comes on at 3 o'clock. That's
Okay.
the one I watch.
Oh, okay.
That-
You're home by the time,
like, people, do you watch your own show?
Yo,
Yes.
you watch yourself like what?
Yes.
How do you feel when you watch yourself?
I get it's a good feeling.
Yeah, that's ill, yo.
I watch like a fan. It's a favorite. There are a lot of people that I enjoyed speaking with. From Simon Cowell to James Earl Jones, who
Wow.
damn,
Darth Vader?
I know.
Right.
He just a very interesting man. Charlie Sheen's coming back.
Oh, wow.
We've forged
Yeah.
a relationship that has turned into a thing. It's special. He's coming
Charlie
on Tuesday.
Sheen, yeah.
Holy shit. You have
His
Alec Baldwin next.
Well, he's the Baldwin that I haven't had on. I mean,
Wow, you had all the
I know
other
he's
ones.
next.
I would love to have him on. I would love to have Barack and Michelle Obama, the first couple, separately.
Oh, wow.
2 separate conversations. It's an election year. I really look forward to mixing it up when we come back in the fall
That's
with
gonna
some
be
of our
big.
favorite people who talk politics. One, I most recently met Meghan McCain. She's a Republican.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We don't always have to agree politically, but
Yeah.
I like her. So I want Meghan to come back. I want Rachel Maddow to come back. I want Dan Rather to come back.
No Sarah Palin, huh?
Well,
Sarah Palin?
if she would like to, my
Okay.
door, swings open.
Okay.
But yeah, I like exciting conversation with interesting people and a good pencil skirt.
Who's the worst? I know that you got the worst
You have to
interview.
have, you have to have. a
Come
list.
on, I need one name. Who you
Well-
hated? You were like,
Like, that was
get
a
him the
terrible
fuck up out of
interview.
here.
I
Get him out of here.
Let me tell you,
We have ours.
but here's the thing, and I'll say this as best I can. There are people that. But as a professional who wants to go back to radio for the sport of it and not because I need it,
Yeah.
Right.
you understand?
Yeah.
I'm gonna just stay out of that mess that you just.
Okay.
See you interview Oprah.
I would love to
That
interview
would be
Oprah.
gangster. I would be like, whoa.
I would love to interview
But you'd have
Oprah.
to come out all. I want to hear all the wild questions though. Like,
But would it be better for me
I
to
want
interview
all-
Oprah or
Oprah
Oprah to
to
interview
interview
me?
you.
that might be a reversal.
Good for you, right?
Yeah. Well, we need more than 7 minutes of the clip. That's the only thing about having the show. an hour of TV is only 44 minutes of programming.
Okay.
I literally get 7 minutes to talk to a fabulous guest. A
that's-
2-part interview is
What?
3 minutes on the other side of the commercial break.
Yep.
Period.
Wow, that's crazy.
You
I
know,
didn't know that.
exactly. Hot topics. And I mean, it's just everything is timed out. The thing that I love about radio prior to PPM is the fluidity of having 4 hours to make your point.
Yeah, you could chop it up,
Heck
talk it
yeah.
up. Yeah. You know, make shit up, lie. You could do all
That's the
kinds-
part that gets you in trouble. That's the part, you know.
The higher powers in Sirius should really consider, Wendy Williams show on Sirius.
That'd be dope.
I said I
That'd be
want to
hot.
do it. I
That'd be
I
gangsta.
said I want to do it. You know how to get in contact. 53rd Street.
Oh, shit.
Between 9th and 10th.
Wendy-
WendyShow.com.
but they're moving.
But we're moving, but there will be a forwarding address.
Where's the next address?
I don't want to.
That's
Didn't
the
I
question.
say I don't want to talk?
I thought you forgot. I tried to catch you. She's on point.
Make sure the money's in 5s and 10s, right?
That's right.